And now to our first and key speaker for tonight. We're honoured to have him here. When you think of the time pressures on this man, it is an honour that he has found the time to be here. He has a very tough gig, whatever your politics are. Everybody has an opinion on his job. Everyone thinks they can do better, and he has to turn up and be nice to Bronwyn Bishop every day at work. It's not easy. Now, his office has sent me some notes by way of introduction. Tony Abbott has been the member for Warringah since 1994. His nicknames include Abbo, the Ab Blaster, Mr. T and Captain Lycra. He's a Piscean. His hobbies are boxing, flower arranging, blue tie collecting, crushing Labor leaders and knighting royals. And, oh, I'm sorry. I do apologise. There's a note here on the bottom saying not to be read out in public, Peter Credlin, so I am in trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage the Prime Minister of Australia, Mr. Tony Abbott.
Well, thanks very much, Andrew. I'm really honoured to be here tonight, and after your introduction, it seems that I'm more popular in Queensland now than I was before the Queensland state election. But look, I knew this was going to be an absolutely marvellous night, a special night, a spectacular night, and a fun night. I didn't know I was going to be able to sit for one of Queensland's best artists, but I'm looking forward to that. Is there a private room? But look, it is great to be here. It's great to be here to support the Daniel Morcombe Foundation. It's great here to be here to support one of the most important causes of all, keeping our children safe. Now, I have to say, as a parent myself, that the loss of a child is every parent's worst nightmare. I think all of us owe an enormous debt to Bruce and Denise Morcombe. They could have nursed their grief. They could have retreated once more into private life. But they confronted the most awful tragedy any parent could face and have turned this into a chance to help all children to find a safer world, and in so doing they have ensured that Daniel has not died in vain. For 10 years now, the Daniel Morcombe Foundation has been working to keep our children safe. And school children across our country now have access to resources, to material, to techniques to keep them safe in the face of the potential hazards that too many of our children face. Children of all ages, thanks to the Morcombe Foundation, are taught to recognise the signs of danger, to react in safe ways, and to report what they have experienced to adults they trust. And I'm so pleased that the Morcombe Foundation's materials have been recommended to teachers delivering the health and physical education national curriculum. Every school should have this material. Every child should be given the resources that he or she needs to stay safe. On a night like tonight, we should rededicate ourselves to keeping all our children safe. We are particularly honoured to have with us tonight the Australian of the Year, Rosie Batty, and her work reinforces that of the Morcombe Foundation. Just in the last week, we have helped in this great cause of keeping our children safe. Violence against women and children will be on the COAG agenda later in the year. It looks like metadata retention legislation will now pass the Parliament and some 90% of child abuse investigations do involve the use of telecommunications metadata. And on Thursday, the federal government announced the establishment of a Children's e-Safety Commissioner, because online bullying is one of the more serious problems that modern youngsters can face. But I want to pay tribute above all else to Bruce and Denise Morcombe. Nothing much happens unless someone makes it so. And Bruce and Denise Morcombe have dedicated a decade of their life to keeping children safe. It is a wonderful cause. They are wonderful Australians, and we all are in their debt.